Hey guys, a few days ago Nvidia released the RTX 3060 and I watched the drop. I saw which cards were available for purchase, but I didn't buy a card and I'm glad that I didn't. I'm glad that I didn't pick up a 3060 and I'd like to explain why in this video. And the audio in this video will be recorded through this cool little wireless microphone here. This is the Rode Wireless Go 2. It's a wireless microphone system which was released a couple of days ago. So I'm testing this for a future review. Let me know what you think about the audio. So the 3060, just to bring you up to speed, it was released on Thursday here in the UK around 5 PM. And this is a card that a lot of people were looking forward to. Nvidia had hyped it up a little bit by saying it was for gamers and they had halved the mining rate so that miners wouldn't be attracted to it and scalpers wouldn't be attracted to it. But this was a card that Nvidia didn't really need to hype because the 60 card, the 1060, the 2060, etc., they've always been popular because they give you solid 1080p performance for, between $250 and $350, pounds, etc. It's an affordable card and it's the card that a lot of people end up putting into their kind of budget PC build. And even looking at it now on Steam, I think the 1060 is still the most used card around the world. It's pretty crazy. So I think it had a lot of hype already. It is the cheapest and the lowest end 30 series card. From a performance point of view, I knew it would be less than a 3060 Ti, but I wasn't sure exactly. But looking at benchmarks, the 3060 seems to be very close to a 2060 Super. So it's more than a 2060, performance-wise, but it's about the same as a 2060 Super. But the most peculiar thing about this card has to be the video memory. AMD have got cards with 16 gigabytes of memory. Nvidia have got 24 in the 3090, but the rest of the cards only have about 8. And they've come out and added 12 gigabytes to the 3060, which is more than the 3060 Ti, 3070, etc., more than a 3080. It's kind of strange. Now, I think it's more marketing to just kind of go up against AMD and their current lineup and AMD's future cards, which they're releasing another one soon. But it's kind of bizarre. It seems like a marketing thing because there might be some obscure games or obscure situations where you would maybe need more video memory, maybe something like Blender. But for the most part, video memory won't be the bottleneck with that card. It will be bandwidth and CUDA cores, processing power, etc. So it's kind of strange, but the memory thing doesn't bother me because it's not like it costs you any more for that memory. They've just kind of appended it to the card. So the card itself looks interesting. So why didn't I buy it and why am I not going to buy it? Well, I was thinking about buying it originally to put into a little build for a basic computer, but the price is crazy, absolutely crazy. Now, like I said, there's no Founders Edition card, but I watched the drop and the cheapest card that I saw was £380. That was the cheapest. I saw cards for £450. I saw cards for £550. I saw cards for £600. $650. I saw some for $700. Now, here's the thing. These cards weren't being sold on eBay. They weren't being sold on any auction website or whatever. This was through UK computing companies. This was through retailers. This is the retail price. Now, from the looks of it, looking at what's going on here around the world, Nvidia and AMD call their third-party partners, they call them AIBs or AICs. And these companies, Gigabyte, EVGA, MSI, ASUS, etc. By the looks of it, they have pushed up the price of the 3060 to increase their own profits. And it looks like retailers have added on to that even more so that they can increase their profits. I mean, here in the UK, most computing companies have effectively been scalping. They've looked at the RRP, they've looked at the recommended retail price here in the UK, and they've stuck another 100 or 150 onto each card. And it looks like that's what's going on here. But paying $650 for a 3060 is absolutely insane. That's the same price as a 3080 Founders Edition. You can get 3070s for $500, $550. You can get 3060 Ti's for $400, $450. Now, obviously, I'm talking about retail. And in the market right now, it's hard to even talk about retail really because it's so difficult to get a card. But I watched the drop and I saw some cards at 380 and then I saw some cards at 450 and then I saw some cards at like 600, 650, 700 retail prices, and that's insane. That's insane. A couple of years ago, you could have got the best Nvidia card at the time, the 1080 Ti, oh, I know the Titan and all that was out, but the 1080 Ti was, you know, like 700, 750, and people are charging that for the lowest end card. It's not worth it. And in a year, the 3060 will be, you know, second hand. What's it going to be? 2 years, 200 or something like that. It's going to be the cheapest card out of all the cards. Of course it is. It's the lowest end card. So that is my main sticking point with it. For a lot of people, the 3060, it will be the cheapest card for them, and it will give them exactly the gaming performance, or, you know, whatever, video editing or whatever. It will give them the performance that they want, and they won't have to break the bank. But the prices being charged right now in the current landscape is insane. And I don't want to delve too deep into that issue. You know, I think a lot of people are to blame. AMD, Nvidia, all the computing companies, and the retailers themselves. They're all at it as far as increasing prices. But I'm glad I didn't buy one. I'm really glad I didn't buy one. The 3060 is not worth 500. It's not worth 600. It's not worth 700. It is a 300 to 350 to 400 card. I would say 300 to 400 is a fair price for the 3060, but I would be going towards the lower end, if I'm honest. They're just too overpriced, and yeah, it's really difficult to recommend it. And despite, you know, all the hype beforehand, when Nvidia saying, don't you worry, there's enough cards for everyone, it's not going to go to scalpers, the cards were sold out in minutes. Absolute, not even minutes, like 30 seconds or something. All these cards were gone. But I'm glad I didn't get one. I'm sure this will be the perfect card for many builds, but for the price that they're charging, it's an absolute rip-off, and I'm glad I didn't buy it. But I'm interested to know if any of you actually managed to pick up a 3060. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you think about the 3060 card, if you've watched benchmarks, etc. And I'll speak to you all in the next one. Take care.